Thank you everyone for joining. I haven't seen one of our guest speaker joining our room, so we may have to wait for a couple seconds and waiting to join. Just wait 1 or 2 minutes so we can start it. So because the guest speaker is speaking after me and my colleague, so probably we can just start it, and then once he joins, he can start his presentation. But for now, we just wait for a couple minutes, and then we can get started. I think we should wait another minute for our instructors to join. Otherwise, we will start on our general information part. Okay, I see our instructor. So we can just get started with our presentation for today. So thank you everyone for joining. My name is Jan. I'm the admissions and registration representative at Institute of Global Specialists. So as I mentioned, one of our instructors, Chinedu Ojuyenum, and my colleague Poco, they were also presenting today. So they will give you some insight about all the programs that we are offering. So for today, we will begin with some general information such as admission requirements, fee structures, and then after this brief information, we will get into the programs in detail. And then after the program details, our guest speaker, Chinedu, he will be presenting, talk about his module, what he has to offer in his part. And then toward the end, there's a Q&A session. We will be more than happy to answer your question at that time. But if you do have any questions during our presentation, you can just type it on chat box. And one of my colleagues, Yulia Dimitriska, she will be respond to your questions. And to give you a little bit of general information about who we are in our programs, the Institute of Global Specialists is owned by a nonprofit organization, the Canadian Society of Immigration Consultants, which was the previous regulator of immigration consultants in Canada. Right now, we are located in St. John, New Brunswick. Currently, we offer 7 programs and everything is 100% online. That will include your study material, lectures, assignments, etc. So fully online. All the programs are designed using the Harvard Business School case study of method of teaching, and all the programs are offered in English only. There's no language requirement to join. As long as you are comfortable studying in English, you should be good. There's no age limit to join either. We accept international students, so international students pay the same rate as our Canadian students. As we provide fully online programs, you can be anywhere to study. In regards to time difference, if you reside in different time zone or outside Canada, Just so you know that you can definitely schedule your own time to do your studies, but you got to make sure that you have time to complete your coursework. So don't miss any deadlines or dates that you have to do your quizzes or exams. We do suggest you that you spend at least 10 to 20 hours per week so you can do those work and be able to succeed in your courses. And some students have questions about placement. Like most colleges and universities, we will offer career placement support to our students, such as help with writing resumes, identifying job opportunities, and networks, improve your interview skills, things like that. But it will be ultimately up to you to seek your jobs after your studies. All our instructors are here to guide you, of course. They are all experts who have been working in the industry for decades, and they are still, a lot of them, they are still actively involved in their field right now. So we carefully vetted each instructors and slot highly qualified individual to design and teach all our programs. So you're not just learning about the theory from the programs, you are actually learning about the real world experience from them. You are more than welcome to take advantage of that. All the details and bios about our instructors are available on our website, globalspecialist.org. We encourage you to check them out on our website. The tuition fee for all IGS program is right now $586 per module. We have flexible payment plans. A student can pay on module by module basis. They are 6 to 9 modules depending on the program. And each module is about 4 to 5 weeks. That means you are expect to pay 1 module per month. Also, if you are interested in only taking specific modules instead of the whole program, you have the choice to take the module individually. For example, in our Canadian Immigration Law Specialist program, you can choose to take only the refugee module if you wish. We have the next start date scheduled for June 6th. And another thing to mention is that we also offer scholarship and financing. If you want to know more about those, please contact us after our presentations. You can email us or call us, and we can provide more details on that. Now, I will be talking about each program in detail. I will be covering 3 programs, and my colleague Paul, he will be go over the other 4 programs. To begin with, the program I'm going to talk about is the Canada Border Service Specialist Program. This program is designed and taught by former CBSA officer and expert who have over 15 years of experience on the field. This program will enable you with essential border services procedure and prepare you to be a capable professional in immigration, custom, import and export, all concerning border services. This program has 7 modules and it's 29 weeks long. Once you complete this program, you can seek employment in the public sector, such as CBSA, the Immigration Department, as well as in the private sector, with company that deals with cross-border regulation and processes, such as Walmart, Costco, the oil industry, or mining organizations. And the next program I'm going to talk about is the Global Immigration Specialist Program. There are 6 modules in this program, and the program is 26 weeks long. This specific program will focus on different global immigration paths through investment, such as purchasing property and business. You're going to learn about over 20 countries that offer these programs. Countries like Caribbean countries, some European countries, and some East Asian countries as well. You will be able to identify the needs and the risks for your clients that you can find the most efficient routes of immigration in the corporate context. All our GIS instructors have been practicing and providing immigration advice and services globally for over 20 or even 30 years. They are definitely a great asset for you to build your career path. Once you complete this program, you will receive a diploma from us, which will qualify you to write an exam with the regulatory body, Global Society of Immigration Specialists, and you could work as a chartered global immigration specialist to provide service around the globe. And then the next program I'm going to talk about is the Global Education Specialist Program. Upon completion of this program, you could work as an international agent or international student agent for elementary schools, secondary schools, university, and even college to receive a commissions from it. And on the other hand, you could work as a consultant to help students and their family with the right admission process to get into their dream schools. There are 8 modules in this program, and it's 38 weeks long. This program focuses on over 20 countries again. You're going to learn about different levels of educational systems in countries like Canada, in United States, in European countries, such as UK, Germany, as well as in New Zealand, Australia, and some East Asian countries, such as China, Singapore. This program also covers the immigration aspects. So you're going to learn about how to apply for study permit or visa. You're of course gonna learn the ethical framework of this industry, so how to do things right. And there are modules teaching about the different financial aids available for international students. So a lot of students will require you to apply financial assistance for them. Of course, because this program is more about how to start your own business to provide service. So we're going to teach you how to build out your own business, how to build out your connection with the schools to become an agent. So all our IGS instructors are coming from different parts of the world with amazing background. They have over 20 years of experience in the field. Some are former admission officers and recruiters at post-secondary institutions. And some are expert in processing admissions to K-12 educations. Together, we believe they can provide the comprehensive knowledge and on-hand experience that you need to be successful in the industry. So once you complete this whole program, you will be able to write an exam with the regulatory body, Global College of Education Specialists, and work as a chartered global education specialist. Now, my colleague Paul, he will go over the other 4 programs in detail.
Thank you, Jen. My name is Paul, and I'm the Admissions and Student Affairs Representative at the Institute of Global Specialists. I'll now be going over the remaining 4 programs that we offer, beginning with the Foreign Service and International Development Specialist Program. Like all of our programs, the Foreign Service International Development Specialist Program is completely online. There are 6 modules in the program, and it is 24 weeks long. The program will introduce students to the world of diplomacy in bilateral and multilateral settings. The program will examine real-world examples of diplomacy involving Canada and other countries, such as the relationship between Canada and the US. Students will develop essential diplomatic skills such as intergovernmental negotiation and networking. And these diplomacy skills are not just specific to Canada. They are transferable skills for anyone who wishes to join a career in diplomacy anywhere in the world. The program will also cover how to manage international development projects and the effects of globalization, which are major priorities for NGOs and Global Affairs Canada. There are many ways to launch a career in global affairs, both in a conventional way or a non-conventional way. Many careers exist in international affairs that are not simply diplomatic jobs. There are different levels of careers which can be regional and local, such as working on the ground at an NGO. And our program helps prepare students for these various types of career opportunities. I'd also like to take a moment to highlight the instructors in the program. Our instructors have 15 to 30 years of experience as foreign officers with the government or as development specialists. So they are very knowledgeable and well connected in the industry. The next program that I'll cover today is the Canadian Immigration Law Specialist Program. This program is geared towards anyone who wishes to have an in-depth understanding of how to navigate the immigration system in Canada. Using the Harvard case study method of teaching, the program covers key aspects of Canadian immigration law and regulations. Please note that this program is not meant for those wishing to become a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. That's a profession regulated by the College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants. However, there are promising career opportunities after taking our program, such as working for the government or for NGOs or at an existing consulting firm. Our program is taught by immigration consultants who have decades of experience navigating the Canadian immigration system. There are 9 modules in the program, and it is 42 weeks long. This is the longest program that we offer, as it covers the complexities of Canada's immigration system. The program covers topics such as PR and citizenship, economic class, family class, temporary class, appeals, hearings and detentions, and refugees. The next program that I'll talk about today is the Global Supply Chain Specialist Program. At the basic level, supply chain management involves acquiring goods or services to achieve your business goals. And in today's globalized world, supply chain management has never been more important. The program consists of 7 modules and is 26 weeks long. The program will examine the supply chain process for the public sector, which includes all levels of government, and the private sector. You will learn how to navigate the complexities of the request for proposal process, known as RFPs, and how to negotiate contracts. The program will cover the supply chain landscape in various countries, such as Canada, the US, and the UK. The instructors in our program have diverse backgrounds in the supply chain sector, including the fields of transportation, mining, healthcare, telecommunications, construction, and more. Our instructors have experience in both the private and the public sectors of supply chain management. The program is perfect for business owners interested in training with the government, such as being a provider for the municipal government, or professionals who want to make a career in the global supply chain sector. The last program that I'll cover today is the Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Specialist Program. This program consists of 7 modules and is 28 weeks long. The program will introduce students to the theoretical and the practical applications of machine learning and data science. Through data analysis and visualization, students will learn how to navigate AI technologies to optimize their business. This program also includes live instructor lessons, so it's very hands-on. The program will cover Python, Jupyter Notebooks, and Google Colab. All of our instructors are leading experts with backgrounds in both data science and in business. This means that they have the academic and the real-world expertise to help students succeed. The program is perfect for business professionals who work with any type of data and who wish to stay competitive by using the power of machine learning and data science. Finally, I'd like to take a moment to highlight our free career placement support module. This free module is available to our students to help them transition seamlessly to a new job. This module helps students with networking, career opportunities, resume building, and interviewing skills. Now, I'd like to introduce an instructor at IGS, Chinedu Ojuyenum. Chinedu has over 15 years of experience in procurement in the fields of oil and gas, food manufacturing, transportation, defense, and nuclear industries. Chinedu has provided hands-on support in negotiating, awarding, and managing multi-million-dollar contracts. Chinedu has a first degree in mechanical engineering and a master's of science in purchasing and supply chain management. Chinedu is currently teaching Module 5, Basic RFX Processes for Goods, Services, and Construction Procurement in our Global Supply Chain Specialist Program. Welcome, Chinedu.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Paul, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Okay, like Paul has introduced me, Chinedu is my name. I'll be taking Module 5, which is the basic RFX processes for goods, services, and construction procurement. As Paul has also mentioned, I've got over 15 years of experience. I have worked in oil and gas, risen up to the rank of a procurement manager, worked in food manufacturing, where I worked as a supply chain coordinator and also an international supply chain process analyst. I've worked in transportation as well in the UK, where I rose up to the rank as assistant procurement manager. And I work with defense industry in the UK as well, with the Department of Equipment and Support, and also with the Royal Air Force base in Coningsby. I worked there in my capacity as a commercial manager and also a supply chain manager. I have experience in nuclear industry as a procurement specialist and a senior procurement specialist. Across these roles, right? Supply chain, the beauty of supply chain is, as a supply chain professional, you're trying to provide a service to your internal clients such that we have availability of either goods and or service within a specific time. Your role will be to ensure the goods coming or service coming within time, and also you're providing value and also cost-wise. I mean, if you look at the current landscape in the current global landscape, company, and we're also high inflation levels, right? A lot of companies are looking for the best way to maximize their financing or their finances, or everything goes down to the bottom line. Now, your role as a procurement person or as a supply chain professional will be, how much value am I adding to my organization? How much savings am I providing to my organization? And most times it could not even be the savings. It could be the value of the service or the material or product you have developed and written a contract for to be supplied. Now, the beauty of this course is that it has been designed for the government spheres or the government sector. But I can tell you from my experience, both in the private and government sector, if you go through this module with IGS, right? Because you've been prepped, you'll be taught both hands-on and also theoretical. You've been prepped to go, you've been prepped using the government framework, and the government framework is more stringent because as a government employee, you are responsible to taxpayers, where you have to report to taxpayers. You're responsible to taxpayers for every value or for every money you spend. So the processes and procedures for a procurement person or for a supply chain employee or supply chain professional in the government sector is more stringent. So the way this module or all these modules have been designed, if you go through these modules, being trained as a government supply chain or professional, you can easily fit into the private sector. I can tell you that. And I think for me, if I had this opportunity, even with my master's in supply chain, I never had the opportunity to go through these individual modules or where it trained me. All my training during my MSc, we're looking at a whole lot of other things. I learned a lot of all these in my workplace and after my MSc. So for you, getting this opportunity will be really key. And I'm not saying it just because of IGS. I have worked with a team of highly knowledgeable people, and we have taken the time to prepare these individual modules. If I'm speaking about the specific module which I prepared, which is module 5, in here you're looking at the individual RFX process. Is it going to be the request for information? Is it going to request for proposal or request for quotation? How do you evaluate? What is the criteria, ultimate criteria for the organization when I'm evaluating? How do I manage technical, very low bids? How do I write the final contracts? How do I negotiate the contract? What procedures will guide or govern what I'll be doing? These are the things you will learn. And let me just reiterate, all these modules have got hands-on experience because we have put in what we felt at that time where we were writing these modules into these modules. These are all from experiences. So I will urge you, I am not saying this because just to sell this, but I'm telling you from experience, if I had the opportunity to take this, I would have taken this, right? Because in addition to my MSc, because you're getting something which I wish I had. I'm available for any questions, and please feel free to reach out to me for any questions. Thanks. Over to you, Paul.
Thank you, Chinedu. Now, before we jump into the Q&A section, I'd like to take a quick moment to remind you all of our tuition. Our tuition is $586 Canadian per module. We have monthly start dates, and the next start date is scheduled for June 6th. Okay, so now to conclude our info session, we'd like to hear from you. So if you have any questions regarding your programs, feel free to ask right now by typing in the chat. Jen and I are here to help answer any general questions. And of course, our instructor, Chinedu, is also here to help address any questions on the Global Supply Chain Specialist program. Okay, so it looks like we have a question here. Maybe this question is perhaps Jen can help answer. Do I need a language test to apply to this Canada Border Services program? So Jen, do you want to perhaps go over the application process and maybe touch a little bit on the Canada Border Service Specialist program?
Sure. So our application process will be like, you have to go to our website, globalspecialist.org, and then there's a form that you can fill in your general information and what program that you wish to join. And then you have to submit a copy of your resume and pay $175 application fee to complete the whole process. So during the time you fill out the form, we don't require you to submit any language proficiency test. So we don't have any requirement for that. So as long as you are comfortable study in English, you are welcome to apply into our program. And once we receive your application, we will get back to you within 48 hours. And for the CBSS program, just so you know that there are 7 modules in this program and it's 29 weeks long. Yeah.
Thank you, Jen. Looks like we have a question here about the Global Supply Chain Specialist program. What are some common entry-level jobs in Canada in the profession? Chinedu, would you like to maybe expand on that? Some common entry-level jobs in Canada?
All right, so common entry-level jobs in Canada. It depends on the sphere you want to play within. If we're talking of supply chain, or you're going into procurement, right, which is contracts and all that stuff. From a procurement point of view, the entry level, you're going to start as an assistant buyer, right? You're supporting a buyer to gather the entire RFP, RFQ phase, to carry out the evaluation period, and also let out the contract. So that you start as an assistant buyer. If you're going into like proper supply chain, which is a post-contractual activity, then you'll be talking as a supply chain coordinator, because at that stage you're using the contracts that has already been written by the procurement people to run and manage your day-to-day work, right? So in that case, you start as a supply chain coordinator or assistant supply chain coordinator. That's where you start from. If you are dealing with goods, not services, right, and you're dealing with inventory and you're working on inventory management aspect, where you're using contract has already been let out by the procurement people for your day-to-day work, right? Then you would go in as an inventory control or inventory coordinator, or an inventory personnel, or even a warehouse personnel. So depending on where you want to play in, supply chain is broad. So depending on the field you want to play in, there are loads and tons of entry-level jobs you can get into. I hope that answers your question.
Thanks, Chinedu. And we actually have a follow-up question on the same topic there. So what are some approximate salaries for these types of jobs? Again, you've listed a bunch of different types of jobs. Could you perhaps give like a range of what people can expect if they were to have no prior experience in the supply chain industry and then to have a job in that entry level in Canada?
Oh, absolutely. So if you are in the procurement phase, right? The procurement phase, as a starter, you're looking at the range between 50 to 70K per annum-ish, right? I want to leave it depending on the industry. Now, if you are in supply chain, right? You want to go into supply chain coordinator or inventory management or all that, you're looking at the range, I would say maybe between 45 to 60K per annum as an entry level. That is the level, that is based on what I have seen in Canada. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
And we have another question here. It's a little related. What fields of supply chain industry are the most in demand right now. Could you perhaps give the perspective about in Canada what you think right now are the most popular or up and coming fields?
All right. I would say it's subjective. This is subjective, right? I would say from experience, right? And that is the beauty of this course. A lot of it has gone into procurement. If I want to advise or if I want to coach, I would say procurement seems to be will always be. Reason for this is if you were going into inventory management, a lot of it's being done about AI, artificial intelligence, and all that stuff. We're getting to the stage where contracts will be entered with suppliers, and all as an end user, as a company, all I just need to do is at the click of a button, my demand will go automatically to the supplier, and the supplier would supply all what I want. A lot is being done about warehouse management systems and all that will be managing inventory, stock counts, and all that. But if you are in procurement, and this is my turn, that's why I said it's subject. If you're in procurement, you need people to write these contracts. There's so much you can use AI to write contract. You need people to review contract. You need people to evaluate. Yeah, to an extent, you can automate the evaluation process, especially when the questions are yes or no type of questions. But when you're doing massive contracts, you really need somebody to look at the nitty-gritty of the contracts, have conversations with potential or prospective suppliers, then with your gut feeling, say this is who we think, and also based on the metrics you're looking at, saying this is who we think will be the best person. So if I am putting into perspective all this, I would say going forward, I would say procurement should be the goal for every person. You starting as an assistant buyer, getting to buyer, then become a category manager, or you develop a niche category for yourself, right? And you begin to apply and to learn the strategy and apply strategy in your day-to-day work. That way you have made yourself undroppable. Even when you lose your job, you can go somewhere else. In my head, that is what I think is the next thing for anybody thinking of going into procurement. And this course would really help because we've designed a lot of it around procurement. And with government procurement, if you want to go into private sector, it's going to be easy peasy for you because you're going through the most stringent type of procurement process. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Chinedu. And just to add on to that, we do have a module. Module 3 is on public procurement, and then module 4 is on private procurement. And of course, you teach module 5, which is goods, services, and construction procurement. So we do give you the experience at IGS for all different types of procurement. Are there any other questions for today? Looks like we don't have any other questions. So I guess we can wrap up our info session for today. But before we do that, we do encourage you to check out our website and read about our instructors. Of course, we're very proud of our instructors, and they have been carefully chosen for their expertise and their real-world experience. So I'd also like to add that we do offer free demo modules of each of our programs. So if you are interested in a specific program, you can explore the free demo module just to see how it works. So to request access to a free demo module, submit a request on our website or email us directly. So our website is globalspecialists.org, and you can apply online for the June 6th start date. You can also email us at info@globalspecialists.org or call us at 1-888-228-4598. So before we go today, if you have any other questions that you think of after this presentation, please feel free to contact us. But we thank you for your time, and we hope to hear from you soon. Goodbye.